Death in Her Hands by Ottessa Moshfegh is one of the most interesting books I have read as of late, and it's primarily because I could not stop reading. I read this book in one or two sittings, but at the same time, I do not know if I would recommend this book to a wider reading audience. I bought this book primarily for two reasons. One being I enjoyed another one of this author's publications, Lapvona, and I thought nothing could go wrong. So when I picked up Death in Her Hands, that assumption was only reinforced by the gripping premise that I read on the back of this book. Our narrator, our main character, is on her normal daily walk with her dog through the woods, and on the ground, pinned down by a circle of rocks, is a handwritten note that has been carefully placed there on the path. And the note reads, "Her name was Magda. Nobody will ever know who killed her. It wasn't me. Here is her dead body." Very understandably so, our narrator is shaken when she finds this note. She has no idea what to make of it. She's an elderly woman who recently lost her husband, has moved to a new area, and knows absolutely nobody in town. Her mild brooding over this note transforms into a full-blown obsession, and she begins to devote pretty much every waking moment of her daily life into figuring out who or what type of person may have written this note, and who or what type of person this note is about, who Magda is, what happened to her, how did she end up there. And some of her investigations and suppositions begin to materialize in the real world. But as we, the readers, begin to follow this, leads that seem to be leading nowhere at times, and others that feel threatening, our faith in this narrator seems to weaken because she feels extremely unreliable on her own. That premise, somebody out on their daily walk and finding a note like this, is what sucked me in immediately. It was the promise that was made on the very first page of the book. My primary hesitation in recommending this to other people is that it feels like it drags a bit for such a short book, but also still, it kept me locked onto the page throughout the whole entire thing. It's written in a stream of consciousness style, where at times it feels like you are spending time with an elderly person who is trying to tell you every facet of their life, from past to present, whether it is relevant or not to what the current ordeal is. And when that is what you are given in each chapter for 30 to 50 pages at a time, where paragraphs span full pages, and when a horror or thriller fan such as myself is given that first page of finding that note, but the progress in terms of finding out its origin and what it truly means doesn't seem to be progressing all that much, it felt slightly disappointing at times. And I'm not always the biggest fan of stream of consciousness writing. I think it works some places, it doesn't work others, and I think ultimately how you feel about that is going to determine how you feel about this book. But more than anything, I found it to be one of the most disturbing and upsetting endings of a book that I have read in recent memory. So while this book might promise you a triumphant blend of horror and suspense, I'm not sure that's what you're going to get from it. But if you have read this book, please let me know what you think of it, because I am extremely curious.